we're in downtown Moose Jaw today. Just a heads up, on this street there's men working. You'll notice there's not signs that say women working because they're always working and don't feel the need to point it out when they are. I'm Leroy, he's Leroy behind the camera. There's always something to do.
That's Leroy and Leroy, the viral Instagram, TikTok road-tripping Canadian duo whose short videos about the weird and wonderful sights and signs around Canada have been a much-needed burst of joy for millions during the pandemic. I'm happy to have Leroy in front of the camera as my guest on this episode of Explore, the Canadian Geographic podcast. Welcome to all you explorers out there, armchair and in motion. I'm your host, David McGuffin. Before we get to Leroy, a reminder that there is no Explore podcast without Canadian Geographic, and you can get a subscription to the amazing Canadian Geographic magazine for just $28.50 plus tax a year. That gets you issue after issue of award-winning articles and photography about Canada, its land, people, wildlife, and environment. So just visit canadiangeographic.ca/subscribe and sign up today. Got that? Great. Let's get on to our interview.
This is the Canadian Geographic Explore podcast. I'm Leroy. That's David behind the mic. There's always something to listen to.
I'm very pleased to be here today with one half of Leroy and Leroy, the viral Instagram, TikTok team that have taken Canada and the world by storm. So first of all, Leroy, and I'm going to call you, I guess, Leroy in front of the camera. You're the face of the operation. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good, just excited to be able to hop on the old podcast here.
Yeah, well, we're very happy to have you, and I feel like I'm getting a little sneak behind the camera, behind the scenes with Leroy and Leroy. We got you at your day job there in Moose Jaw. Where are you working?
Yeah, you did. You caught me. I'm the program director for a couple of radio stations here in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. So that's what I do during the day, and then we, on the weekends and evenings, and whenever we get a chance to, we go out and record ridiculousness wherever we can.
Awesome. And the recording ridiculousness is exactly what we're here for. I want to get your origin story, though. I mean, who are you guys? How long have you known each other? How did this all kick off?
So I'll give you the full behind-the-scenes run back. Leroy behind the camera and I have been friends since high school, but it was probably about it would have been 5 years ago this fall that we recorded our first video as Leroy and Leroy. So we had another friend of ours whose actual name is Brandon, who used to be in the videos with us, and we focused them on Facebook and YouTube for about the first 4 years, and then Brandon moved all the way from Moose Jaw to Regina, a whole 40 minutes down the road. It became really hard to get Brandon to get together to film with us, so we said, hey, we're gonna just try something new and try TikTok, and he was like, yeah, go ahead, you guys just do your thing, I'm good. So it was last end of January last year. We the two of us said, hey, let's give TikTok a whirl and just see what happens. And about 3-4 weeks into that, we struck a note, and we just started seeing our followers climb and climb and climb, and it's been pretty crazy since.
Yeah, I mean, for those of you who don't know these videos, it's they're very quick hits on sort of the odd things you guys are finding often on the sides of roads and that kind of thing. And I mean, I think you're over 12 million views on TikTok now, a couple 100,000 followers on Instagram. At what point did you realize this thing is really going crazy?
It's probably kind of March, April of last year. So we our goal when we started with the TikTok stuff, we said, okay, let's just try and put out a video every day and see if we can get to 10,000 followers by the end of 2021. That was a great goal for us when we thought starting out on TikTok. We're like, 10,000 will be great. And it was about 3 weeks after that, we were going to film a video at a public library in Moose Jaw with Leroy riding his bike through the library because we thought that'd be fun. And as we were going to park, Leroy behind the camera looked up at the sign that was there, parking sign that said no parking 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. Mondays and Wednesdays or something, totally random in the middle of the night. Yeah. And he's like, what's with that sign? Let's do a video on it. And I'm like, sure, why not? Okay, very important if you're coming to Moose Jaw is to watch out for this street here where you can't park from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays. Wednesday, you're golden though. So if you're a professional owl watcher or something, Wednesday is your day to park here. Tuesdays and Thursdays, you have to park somewhere else because I don't really know why. But I'm Leroy, he's Leroy behind the camera. There's always something to do. And that video all of a sudden got up to about 100,000 views, and we went, hey, maybe we're onto something here with starting to do some of the signs we see. And then that kind of launched into some other stuff as well. So that was the first one that kind of started to take off for us, though.
Yeah, no, exactly. And the signs are definitely, there's a lot of very confusing road signs in this country. I've discovered from watching your videos. What are some of your favorites?
Oh, the men working sign that we did that was in downtown Moose Jaw, that video just exploded. So that was one of our favorite ones that we did. But there's been so many other ones that I think probably have stood out, but that was the one that really pops off in my mind. So we're in downtown Moose Jaw today. Just a heads up, on this street there's men working. You'll notice
you never see a sign saying women working because they don't. I mean, what was the line?
They're always working and don't need to point it out when they are.
Yeah. Beauty. Yeah, so that gives you a good taste of the humor involved in all of this. The catchphrase, there's always something to do, is the closing line in all of these, right? And I noticed that goes back to like almost January last year, right? Close to the beginning when you guys sort of found your groove. Where'd that come from?
That was actually the basis for us starting it all. So going back 4 or 5 years, the two of us had been talking about getting together for a long time. We're like, we could probably make some kind of dumb videos for YouTube, but we never anything really came of it. And then we were working at a hockey game one night. How Canadian is that? We're at a Moose Jaw Warriors game on a headset together because we were both working on. I think Leroy behind the camera was on a camera and I was on a microphone, as fitting as that is. And someone said, "Oh, there's nothing to do here." And just being a wise guy, I said, well, there's always something to do. And we said, that's it. Let's make that the basis of our videos. And so that was the basis of all the videos we had made. And then, it was last January when we were starting to craft our TikTok that Leroy behind the camera said, I think we need to use it as like a tagline. I think that needs to end every single one of our videos. Yeah. Right. And so that's when I'm Leroy, he's Leroy behind the camera. There's always something to do was born. And people just loved it.
They really do. So I first heard of you guys from a friend of mine, American friend in Los Angeles. It's probably like a year ago. Like that's a long way from Moose Jaw, right? I mean, where are you hearing from people?
That's fantastic to hear. It's been cool. We've shipped T-shirts to Australia, to the UK. Somebody bought a hockey jersey in Sweden. All over the States. So, it's been really cool. When you break down our followers, I think we're, about 45% Canada, 45% in the U.S., and then the rest is kind of spread around the world. So that's been crazy. We just had one video we did. We were in Banff, and they have these fire pits you can warm up by, and went over and pretended that it was a fake fire pit and put my hands out and went, oh, that's real, and walked away and had burnt my hand. TikTok took it down because it violated their community guidelines for dangerous acts, which blew my mind. I'm like, I didn't even touch the fire, and I've seen way worse on here. But we uploaded that to Facebook and said this was banned from TikTok. Yeah. And that suddenly launched it to it's almost at 300,000 views on Facebook, which is way more than anything we've seen on there. And I looked where the follows were coming from, and it was like a good chunk of those were coming from the UK, which I thought was really cool. I was like, hey, well, apparently they like that one there.
They like burned fingers.
Apparently.
It's a thing in the UK.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you've done some road trips, clearly. I mean, you started out in Moose Jaw. We've spread out to Saskatchewan, but the rest of the country was beckoning, obviously. I think there's Ontario trips. You've obviously got it in Alberta. What are some of your favorite weird spots that you visited, places you think people should check out?
You know what? I think one of the best was the Big Blue Ring in Calgary. Looking for strange
Describe
things. They have, I still don't understand this. They have right on the side of a highway, or the side of a freeway in Calgary, this giant art installation, which is essentially like if you took the blue ring from the Olympic rings and just made it as big as you could, and then put two tiny little light posts on top. It's just randomly on the side of a freeway. We had to walk about 15 minutes just to be able to get to the ring. So it's not in any convenient place to go see it or take a picture or anything, but there's just this giant ring that they spent like $600,000 on it. So, so we did a guide to the Big Blue Ring, and the people of Calgary absolutely loved it.
When you're in Calgary, you've got to check out the Blue Ring. I mean, can you believe this? It's blue, and it's a ring, and it's got lights on it.
People have said it's maybe there just for people to fly planes through. I don't know.
It's big.
Yeah.
It's big. Don't try this in your plane, though. Yeah, exactly. Wow. Other spots that stand out?
You know, there's a similar, like that same trip was, you know, Calgary, Edmonton we did, and Edmonton's got their silver balls, which is also on the side of a freeway there. Just a big mound of silver balls that look like a spilled box of Christmas ornaments. So that was another good one. And we had fun driving through when we went out to Toronto and through Ontario, finding different stuff. I don't know if there's anything specific that pops into my head. It was just kind of cool to be able to travel out there. It was the first time I'd really been into Toronto and that area. So
nice.
So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, you brought some fresh eyes. I'm thinking of southwestern Ontario. You saw the saddest roadside attraction in all of Canada. Do you remember that?
Oh, so the elephant.
We officially found the saddest roadside attraction in all of Canada. In 1885, the Barnum and Bailey Circus was here in St. Thomas, and this elephant got hit by a train. I'm Leroy, he's Leroy behind the camera. There's always something to do.
In St. Thomas, St. Thomas, which, by the way, St. Thomas, I said, this is a place I think I could live. I feel like it's, close enough to the big city, but far enough away and a little more moose jaw sized that I would enjoy that. I would enjoy life in St. Thomas, I think. Leroy behind the camera and I are totally opposites in that. As we were in Toronto, he said, I could totally live downtown in a condo. And I'm like, I could totally live 3 hours away. Like that would be ideal for me.
Yeah, it's very prairies-like in southwestern Ontario in some ways, right?
It was. I enjoyed it out there. It was a nice area.
So the Moose Jaw Warriors you brought up. I mean, if you have a uniform out there, I think Moose Jaw Warriors jersey is a big part of that uniform. You had different jerseys early on, but it seems like you've locked in on that one. I'm just wondering if you've heard from the team on that and what's their reaction been.
You know what? The team actually. Side note, I'm the PA announcer for the Moose Jaw Warriors.
Yeah. For those who don't know, we should also say they're a Western Hockey League junior team in Canada. Yeah.
Yeah. So we the funny thing was they love that we're wearing the jersey, and that's given them some extra exposure. But the funny thing was the reason that I went to that one was as I was scrolling through TikToks, and I apologize to Toronto people right now. I grew up a Montreal Canadiens fan, and I found as I was scrolling through TikTok, I'd hit someone with a Leafs jersey, and I'd probably just scroll to the next video. And I thought, I don't want someone to scroll to our next video because I'm wearing a Montreal Canadiens jersey. So the least offensive jersey that I have is a Moose Jaw Warriors jersey because really, I mean, it's Moose Jaw. That's just fun for most people. So I'm like, I'm just going to stick with that jersey. And it's worked for us.
No, absolutely. I mean, who doesn't like to say Moose Jaw, let alone,
Yeah, it's one of a kind jersey. For sure.
So in the midst of all this, I noticed you guys have written a kid's book. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that was kind of fun. We talked about it for a while. And I grew up, like I love Dr. Seuss. I've always loved like the Dr. Seuss stuff. I painted a Dr. Seuss mural on my kid's bedroom wall, and when my wife and I got married, my wife's from the hometown of Dr. Seuss in Massachusetts, so we had a Dr. Seuss theme to our ceremony. And so I when we talked about maybe writing a children's book, it started because we found out there was some teachers around here in Moose Jaw who were playing our videos in their classrooms for the kids. And so we said, okay, let's make that a guideline. If our video can't be played for a grade 5 classroom, we won't make it. We'll try and keep it, family friendly to that extent. And we said, well, the next extension maybe let's try and write a children's book. So I sat down and wrote the book. And then Leroy behind the camera's mom took the story and painted the pictures, and then he put it all together, and the rest is history. It's up on Amazon for sale now.
Yeah, what's it called?
Leroy and Leroy, always something to do. Fittingly enough,
Perfect. Yeah.
We also just put up a coloring book, and very, very soon we're gonna have a second book called Leroy and Leroy. It's okay to disagree, which we thought was a timely book right now as well. Which is another children's book.
Exactly. We are in that moment for sure. In terms of ideas, I mean, people must be flooding you now with ideas. Like, you got to check this out. And how much of that are you feel?
Yeah, it's been hard to keep up with them all. David, as I'm sure you can attest to, trying to line up this interview with us, we get so many emails and messages that sometimes stuff gets lost, and I am terrible for getting back. So if anyone has messaged us and not heard back from us yet, I promise that we're trying to go through them. But yeah, no, it's been awesome. That's how we found out about a lot of things, was people sending stuff to us. So we appreciate it. We love that people fire that stuff our way.
Yeah. So what's next? Do you have road trips planned for the summer coming up?
Yeah, we're gonna have a big road trip. Actually, so first off, at the end of April, I'm kind of excited for this. We've never done anything like this before. Up in Saskatoon, so just a couple hours from where we are, they invited us to the Saskatoon Entertainment Expo, which is like a, Comic-Con type little, entertainment thing. So we're going to be there as guests, which blew my mind when they unveiled the other guests, and Carrie Elwes from Princess Bride.
Princess Bride.
Yeah, right? He is like the headliner,
nice.
and then there's our picture underneath, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. So that is going to be really cool to go to. And then this summer, we are going to drive from Boston to Moose Jaw and film the whole way. Yeah. So my wife is actually from that area in Massachusetts. So I'm going to go down on our family vacation, and then Leroy behind the camera is going to fly down, and we're going to drive back and film the whole way back to Moose Jaw.
Fantastic. Do you know the route? You're heading back up to Canada early, or is it?
No, this will be kind of our dip into the States. So it'll be through Massachusetts and upstate New York, and then through the kind of the Midwest there, and then back up to Saskatchewan through North Dakota. So it'll be kind of cool. I feel like a lot of our Canadian humor is really similar to the Midwest humor in the States. Yeah. So I think it'll go well.
Nice. No, and there's no shortage of roadside attractions along interstates and back roads of America. That's for sure.
100%.
Well, I just want to, thank you. Obviously this has been a pandemic success, and I think you've brought so much joy to a lot of people through the pandemic. And, I think there's a lot of people out there who just want to say thanks for brightening up their timelines and their mornings and their days.
Oh, I appreciate that. That was kind of our thing when we started doing it. We're like, if we can let people laugh for a second. I heard someone say once, if you let someone laugh for a second, they forget everything else that's going on, even if it's just for that moment. So we're like, if we can give people a laugh during all of this, the craziness of the last couple of years, then we've done what we set out to do.
Yeah, no, for sure. You guys, you must be getting recognized. Sort of outside Moose Jaw, even at this point when you're doing these things.
I guess the nice thing is, without the toque and the sunglasses, don't get recognized as much. But when we're out filming, when we were downtown Toronto, we're right by the CN Tower, and we had a group of people, probably about 4 or 5 in a row, stop and ask for pictures with us. And we were like, oh my goodness, like we thought coming to Toronto, we would be fairly anonymous. But that's when we were like, wow, this is grown a lot bigger than I think us two, small town Moose Jaw guys ever thought it would.
Yeah. You got this road trip coming up, and that's great. And obviously you guys are huge on social media. Do you see it sort of, I don't know, is there a more traditional spot for you guys? Is there a movie in the works? Is there really, the sky's kind of the limit on this.
Yeah. I don't know where it goes from here. We're, taking that kind of one step at a time and trying to see where we can take it next. We're kind of open to a lot of different avenues, and we've kind of dipped our toe in a lot of different places. We started our own podcast, which we have not done well with for the last 2 months because we haven't done anything since just before Christmas. But I'd like to get back into that and just see where it goes from here. We're starting to do trying to do some longer form videos as well that we're going to get on YouTube. We've done a few, but we just recorded another one with the Saskatchewan Rough Riders cheerleaders. We were out hanging out with them again, so we recorded our second video with them. And
so is there Leroy in a cheerleader's outfit? Is that right?
Yeah, it's worth tuning in for when that one comes out.
Awesome. That'll bring him the cup for sure.
Something has to.
Fantastic. Well, listen, we're Canadian Geographic's in Ottawa at 50 Sussex Drive. Our headquarters is right beside the Rideau Falls there, and I know we'd love to have you guys come and visit because our mandate, our sort of mission statement is making Canada better known to Canadians in the world, and I can't think of two Canadians who are doing a better job of that right now than you guys. So the door is definitely open for a visit next time you're in the nation's capital.
Oh, I would love to. And that is on our list of places that we would like to get to if we can this year. We want to get to Ottawa and Vancouver for sure. Because I know there was a lot of people when we were out in Toronto saying, come up to Ottawa. And we're like, it's hard to get everywhere. Canada's a big country.
You do have a day job, yeah.
Yeah, that's the tough part. The goal is eventually to make this our day job, but for now we'll do it when we can, basically, and make the best of it.
Yeah. Listen, Leroy, in front of the camera, thanks so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk to us. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you having me, and I hope I can pop by and see you guys in Ottawa.
We would love that anytime. And thanks to all of you for listening. If you enjoy these interviews, give us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. 5-star ratings and glowing reviews help make the algorithm overlord happy, and that in turn helps us reach a much wider audience, which we'd love to do. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. We roll out new episodes every 2 weeks on Tuesdays. Thanks again for joining us. Until next time, I'm David McGuffin. There's always something to do.
I think right now we're enjoying very much looking back at the Earth, and it's just a fantastic experience, and I just can't wait to get back and start telling people.
We left Simpson about June the 10th with a fur brigade consisting of a number of yacht boats, each manned by 10 voyageurs.
For us Inuit, it means that Inuit oral history is very strong.
We flew low over every inch of the country that could be. We were hoping that he would fire at us.
I guess 160 dives or so. We have shrimp, fish swimming around outside. It's just fabulous.